estate investing show where we talk about real life real estate situations, but we bring you real life real estate solutions. And today we have a guest that I'm sure probably needs very little introduction because she is a star in her own right in what she does and how she helps people get their property sold. We have with us none other today than Miss Maria. How do I say your last name? Rosen?
I am Maria Rosinweke.
Maria Rosinweke. Okay, Swag?
White.
Okay, I got it right. So whatever y'all thought I said it the right way the first time.
But I'm known in M. Monica Monique.
Got it. Okay, we gotta make sure we make sure we tell the folks that. So today we have been joined by our esteemed guest to share with us some of the importance of staging and some of the importance of staging and how staging has helped a lot of people get their property sold and how even people that you've helped do their Airbnbs as well. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm going to let you share with the folks who you are and some of what you do, and then I'm going to tell them how we're in this nice house. See, that's what we're going to call it, a nice house. But she hasn't staged it yet, so that's why it hasn't had any activity. But we're going to work on that. Tell the folks who you are, Maria.
Good morning, folks. In the business world, even it's afternoon, it's always morning.
Yes,
We wake up morning with a smile and start in the morning with a smile.
Absolutely,
okay,
absolutely.
Folks, I'm Maria Rosinweke. I own the staging business, Designer Design 88. I'm very well known in my Facebook page. I'm Monica Monique and Designer Design 88. And my website is myfutureperfecthome.com.
Yes.
So everything that you can see in my website are all the houses that I staged. Okay, now I'm going to introduce myself. I started in Atlanta 2017 for my fix and flip, and then I started my staging business within last March year, 2019. So I'm very, very young.
Wow.
If I became a baby Shark Tank, I am a baby stager.
But you do very well at it.
Yes.
Do very well at it.
Yes.
So tell the folks, so to date, since starting 7 months ago, how many houses have you staged?
Last year, when I concentrated last March, I staged almost like 10 in a month.
Wow.
So I got it. It's like 60 last year.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
and last year everything was sold except for some that I was left over during December. Of course, it's million houses and a condo in Beckett, and that's the only one that's left last December. And then January, I started this January with 13 houses, and then February is like 15 houses, and then now I'm doing like 5 houses.
Wow.
It's still
wow.
like March 4.
Right. So that tells the folks pretty much that you are in demand because you're good at what you do.
Yes.
You know, and I know, see now, you told me a little earlier, you staged Frank Iglesias' house.
Yeah.
That's the one we did the show in a couple weeks ago. Now, this is not a Frank Iglesias' house, okay? I want to make sure you understand that because this is not one that she staged yet. But we're going to turn it into one because his house was like over $1 million.
Yes. I will turn it to look like $1 million.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So, tell me, what made you get into staging houses?
Yeah, when I started like 2018 or 19, 2018, and what happened is when I'm renovating my house, one investor went to my house that I've been renovated and staged, and then it's like one day on the market was sold, said, and then he lives like 5 houses from me. Why my house is not selling?
Right.
And why your house is not like that? And then I take a look at the house. Of course, I need to see all the punch out needs to be done. I said, you know what? The most important thing, if you don't like to do this like that, we just need to stage. And then, okay, let's just say I pretend to be a stager, even I'm not. You know, okay, let's just let me try my magic hands. Let me try my vision. So I staged the house, prepare it to the market. When the realtor came over, the realtor said, wow, she was blown away. Wow. And then after that, 1 week, the house was sold. after sitting 4 months in the market.
Wow.
You
And
know?
I have a similar story. My house, I had a house, actually two houses that I was selling in Decatur. When houses were flying off the market in Decatur, this is a few years ago. I had a house that I did a very nice renovation to, and it sat on the market for 9 months.
You know why? Because the buyer, when they take a look at it in the internet, they don't realize how big the house is without furniture.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
the first
Yes.
impression always lasts.
Yes.
So when you go to one house that is staged, you say, "Wow." When you go to the house that is not staged, "Wow, cockroaches."
That was probably the situation I had too. But what I did realize though, funny story about staging though that I can admit to is that within, like, once I staged it, I got the staging completed on Thursday. Now my agent told me you need to stage the house. I'm like, nah, that's another $2,000. I'm not going to invest in that. She said, because I didn't even put appliances in this house, by the way. She said, if you go ahead and put the appliances in and you do the staging, it will sell quicker. She said, if you can get it done before the weekend, you know, this is how agents think. I don't know why they do it this way, but it made sense. She said, get it staged by Thursday and we'll put it on the market by Friday. Friday, I had 3 full price offers after being on the market for 9 months without staging.
That's the secret.
Yes.
know?
So I'll stage everything now. You know, so I mean, I really understand. I mean, that was a lesson that I learned about staging and the importance of it, and knowing that it's very necessary to stage houses. You know, when
I
you're selling them.
agree.
Yeah. So tell me about. So you also do short-term rental staging, like Airbnb staging, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how does that help with getting the house booked?
So with my home staging Airbnb, sometimes they hire me if they don't have knowledge to set up everything. So I have furniture shop that I deal with. I can get the lowest prices that I can get it. And then if they allow me to decorate everything, I'll buy all the decors, I buy all the frames, I buy all the canvas print, I buy all this comforter and everything, and then set it up. Then that's the time that I can get a fee. But if an Airbnb sold the product that I staged in one house, and he said, I want this living room to put in my Airbnb, then he needs to buy my furniture, take it out, then he doesn't need to pay me. He's just going to have someone, hey, copy this. That frame is in this wall.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
You don't need to have an extra
absolutely.
money to do it. You just take that out, and you know.
Wow.
Sometimes I get out from the staging without any movers coming
Really?
because everything was sold. You know.
So someone else buys the furniture, so you don't have to move
It's
it.
either the buyer, or it's either someone who's doing the Airbnb, or it's either the people who are looking in the Facebook, and I have a lot of followers on that, and when they ask me, what are the other houses that you stage is already under contract? So they will serve it, and then they said, oh, I want these 2 chairs. Reserve it. Pay cash out. I want this couch. Paid it, covered. I want the bed. So at the time that I need to this stage, I call them, hey, you need to get all your stuff. You know.
Great stuff, great stuff. So now, I want to help the folks that are watching understand, maybe some people that are watching may not know what staging is.
Yes.
So let's tell them what staging is and how it all comes together. Like when you walked in this house today, when you came in and you saw what I thought was a nice couch, you said it's too big for the space. And you gave me some other pointers. She actually made me clean up the house before we got on the show, y'all. So I'm glad you did that, by the way. But so apparently you have an eye for these things, right? So tell me, what are some of the things that you look for specifically when you go into a house to do staging?
Yeah, first of all, let's describe what staging is.
Yes.
The staging is a technique of preparation of a private residence or any residence to sell in the marketplace. This staging that usually used by the stagers or realtors is to make the property or the residence to be profitable in the market, or to compete with others houses that are really on the market on that date or on that week. you enhance the potential buyers to make an offer without price reduction.
Yes.
And then if you
yes.
get a multiple offer, you already have this staging paid for.
Absolutely. Great stuff. Great stuff. So, what is it that you look for when you go into a house to do staging? I mean, I know, of course, it has to be a house that has been renovated, obviously. What are some of the things that you look for in terms
First thing, I go and drive the house. I want to see the demographic of the house. I want to see that. And when I enter the house, I want to see the light fixtures. I want to see the paint. I want to see the flooring, because that will create an envisionment of what furniture is perfect for the house. I don't need to put a modern furniture when the houses look like farmhouse. You know what I mean?
Does my house look like a farmhouse?
You're in the middle.
I'm in the middle. Yeah, this is a lower end house. But yeah, no, that makes sense. So, and I think we actually looked at, I think you mentioned something about, I think we had the curtains tied up, and you said to let the curtains down so that people could see. So now you look at coloring and how everything blends together and all that.
But because there's also a technique in the real estate staging. Not everything is perfect for one house.
Right.
That's why we had this. We studied this kind of technique. We studied what to put. But people they say, oh, I can arrange the house, but take a look at why it doesn't sell, because they're the one who staged it. And when you survey to stage it, this is not a stager. You know exactly that they're not a stager.
Yes, because you can tell coming into this house that we're not stagers. We're just some guys that got some furniture and put it in the house and hope for the best. But obviously we're gonna have somebody like Maria come in to show us how to do it better. And that's why when we're talking about all the elements that are involved with investing in real estate, obviously doing short-term rentals and fixing and flipping and even doing rental properties. Would you say, is there a need or necessity to stage a rental property or long-term rental?
Sometimes there are clients that they want to be staged just to have the eye catch up with the renters,
Okay.
Or sometimes they want to be staged or rent the house with the furnitures.
Got it.
Because sometimes those out of town people, they don't have that furniture to put.
Yes,
and sometimes those renters no furnitures.
Yes.
Sometimes it's appealing to have like a couch there, and it's like a house that you live in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So sometimes some renters like, oh, I have a rental house that I need to stage. They hire me like that.
Really? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes if they don't have a budget, and I'll say to them, okay, buy this, and I'll be the one to just give me whatever you can give me for my labor.
Right. Okay. So well, you're saying you have some flexibility in your price. Okay, that's good to know. We're gonna make sure I write that down for when she does mine. But anyway, but now and just talking about this, I get as I mentioned, the several different areas of real estate investing, and I think staging in many cases for investors. I know I was one that didn't understand the importance of staging. People look at the cost of their investment to make that happen, and not recognize that if you're losing, you might be losing out on opportunities if you don't provide the things that are necessary to get it sold. So for example, that I talked about the 9 months that I went without selling, I was trying to save $2,000 without staging, but my holding costs probably equal to the additional $10,000 in that 9 months that I held that property. So I imagine you would say, or would you say that immediately after you're done with everything in the house that you definitely need to go on and stage right away? Is that what you would say?
Yes. Because that's why people who are new in investing, you need to incorporate in your plan the staging.
Yes.
Because that will help the potential buyer choose, especially on this kind of, we are in Atlanta and the properties are so hot. So those houses that are staged are easily gone within 48 hours. If the price is right and a good realtor and you expose it in social media. By the way, when I do a staging, I always put in social media. I help realtors, I help the homeowners to uh, to sell it quickly because it's a win-win situation. When it sells quickly, they don't have whole withholding costs, and I can get my furnitures. You know, and I don't need. I'm not making money in renting the furniture out to them. I wanted to get it out so that I can mix and do to other houses that I need to.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you have furniture in inventory. Is that what you keep
Yes.
furniture? Okay, good stuff, good stuff. So if at any time, and then you said you have a vendor that you work with that
Yes.
helps provide furniture. So at any time if someone calls you today and want a house staged tomorrow, you'd be able to get that taken care of right away.
As you know, in the staging, you need to plan preparation.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sign a contract.
Absolutely, that's the most
You have
important
to
part.
sign a contract, and you need to pay for the 50%.
Yes.
Before, I don't ask because I have inventories. But because I have lots of clients now, I need to make sure that my inventory is perfect for that house.
Yes,
If
yes.
it's not perfect, I need to call my furniture shop. Hey, I need this kind of things.
Okay.
Because I just don't want to put furnitures which are not perfect in the house.
Right.
I just let my inventory sit in and I know it will be used.
Yes.
But I don't like, I have this modern, but the house is not modern. Oh, I don't like that.
Right.
Because my website will always tell that I put time and heart on my work.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Good to know. This is a great interview. I know I'm going to be able to get some good staging done in my house. So because I'm going to be renovating my personal house, so we might have to look at you to help with some interior design.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of that, from a talking about staging, so what are like? Take me kind of through the steps. Like, do you go look at the house first, and like, what is the step-by-step process to getting the finished product when you're staging?
Oh, I ask the homeowners or realtors if the fixture is already up and the flooring is already stained or whatever, because I want to make sure that my furnitures will be fitted with the flooring that they choose. I don't need
Okay.
to use the furnitures, the dark flooring, dark furnitures, everything will be dark.
Absolutely.
You know, there's a lot of like techniques in the floor. There are percentage of the wall, the color of the wall, the color of the sofa, and the color of the floor. So you need to know that what are the percentage of it, and that's
Got
what I've learned from staging.
Got it.
You know, it is a continuous education that you need to know that, so that you will not be. So when you take out pictures, it will not be, oh, what is all brown?
Right.
This doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's all
absolutely.
light more, lighter. Oh, so when you take a pictures, this is all black. There's no color,
So you made me think about us actually setting up for the show.
Yep.
When we talked about the lighting and things like that, and you wanted to make sure the background and everything, I said, okay. So you said it has to make you actually came over to look at the camera,
Yeah.
to see what was in the
Yes, what
background
is
to
the
make sure
back?
everything
Yeah.
worked. So we had stuff all on the table, and she was like, "No, we have to move this. We have to move this, and we have to make sure we're sitting in the right place and sitting in the proper lighting." It's good to know that you have that kind of eye. Because as me and my partner were talking about, we actually done some touch ups and things like that here. So we had to do some straightening up. But a lot of the stuff that you pointed out, I know I personally would have missed. I wouldn't have known. Like when I do the show, I look for the background and stuff like that, but I don't pay attention to a lot of the detail that you told me about.
Yes, because I have an eye of a tiger and I have a magic hands.
And you proved it here too, because actually where we are right now, it's a lot cleaner in here than it was when we got started.
But it doesn't show.
Right, exactly. Nobody can see that. So the other question I have is, for higher end properties, we're in a middle, like you said, this is a middle end. I hate what the lower end properties look like. We're in a middle end property. So for a higher end property, so for example, the house that you did for Frank, that's $1 million plus house.
Yeah.
And I think I saw just the living area. So you staged the entire house.
Yes.
Right. So how do you go into like the bedroom? How do you go into each room to identify like the right size bed? I mean, do you like measure the rooms? Like, how do you identify the specific things that you would want to have going there as a person that would be looking at staging?
I want to measure first that everything, when they walk up, they will walk through the functionality of the house.
Yes.
When you put a big one and then you sit, that is not function.
You gotta scoot by.
You need to have like you comfortable in everything.
Yes.
It doesn't need to have more furniture. It doesn't need to have less. It's just right.
That's right.
That's why when they saw that houses and they said they were blown away. They were 30 years in staging, and they were blown away with my job there.
Wow.
And I really appreciate that they hired me and give me the chances to prove to the world that I can compete with those prominent stagers now that we have here in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
So that was my great. Even I gave them the good price, but that kind of staging to the higher, like well-known stagers, oh my God, they cannot afford it.
Wow. So, and I guess you do your work. Your pricing is based on the size of the house or the size of the type of staging you do and all that. So, would you say there's a higher end, a middle end, and a lower end pricing?
Because you need to find out what suffices suited for it. But of course, for the rehab members, everything is discounted.
Oh, okay. So you hear that? You get a little bit of a discount as a RIA member. A little bit of a discount as a RIA member. Atlanta RIA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're promoting my
Absolutely.
staging. Just like Glenn, maybe I can give her a free consultation.
I appreciate that. Yeah, look, you've done some consulting in here already. So yeah, we could use a little more. But yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, because I know a lot of people appreciate it. I know a lot of people that have used you before, you've done their staging before, always give you great reviews and doing what you do. And I've seen some of the jobs that you've done, and I have to say I've been blown away by them. Again, now, in my inexperience in staging, that, they all looked fabulous to me. But to say that a person that has been doing staging for 30 years also gave you a compliment is really huge. So again, kudos to you.
Yes. And even the owner of the biggest staging company, they said you're a firecrackers. Because I'm a member of RISA, the Real Estate Staging Association, and we usually gathered every month here to know the latest trend of staging. We met in the America's Mart or whatever. All the furnitures there are really nice.
Yes,
and we had a meeting every month to get together on what we're doing. And they were just blown away with my experience when I told them about this. They were I think I'm very young, like 7 months. I became a member of RESA last October, and after that, I do a lot of I'm attending the training, and they have a RESACon next year. I want to learn. Even I know I can do it, I still want to learn the latest trend.
Absolutely.
Which is like you can adopt it to your job.
Definitely. So, and see, that's something I had no clue. I didn't know that there was actually a RISA.
There aside from RISA, there is also an international staging association, home professional.
Wow.
It is like all over the world. You see, they posted their jobs, and then when they posted my job, everybody's commented.
Wow. So they actually, this international thing posted your jobs?
Yeah.
Great stuff. Okay. And that, again, that says a lot to only have been doing this for a short amount of time. You're getting the recognition. You made it to the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show.
Yes, and I'm very grateful that I was invited here.
Absolutely. I'm grateful that you're here as well. Because even during the session, I'm learning so much about how you do what you do. And I know I understand now the importance of it. But, the thing about having you come on the show is to make sure that people that are either just getting involved in real estate or have been involved in real estate for a number of years, or whatever they're doing in their business, that they understand that even the people that are doing short-term rentals, they understand the importance of having someone like yourself to come in and do the staging. And because even the ideas that I had when staging this particular property, I still have no clue of what I'm doing.
Yes, because people they don't have an eye for it.
Yes.
especially a guy.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is a woman's
Wait, did
touch.
she say? Did she just say? Did she just say? Especially a guy? Okay.
No, that needs a women
But
touch.
she's right.
That
I
needs a
agree.
women touch because like women always in the house, they know exactly what is nice in the house.
Yes.
That's
yes.
why you put the women in the house. But now, because women are all professional, they were exposed to different things of beautiful house, beautiful setup, beautiful interiors. Now they want it to make look like the same as like what is selling half million
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely.
You know, guys only just come to the house to set it up. Okay, I love the house. I want where I'm not going to the bar anymore because I am loving with my house. You know.
This is true because certain things I would not pay any attention to. Like, I mean, I wouldn't know. Like, I'm looking at the drapes on these windows. Somebody said they're nice. Somebody said we need to take them down and change them. The stuff like that. I look at if the floor needs to be refinished, if the painting is done, and the finishes and that kind of thing. Because I renovate the house. I do the.
You don't need to do anything. You just polish.
Yes. Yes.
You can maintain that. It's just on how you do it.
Right.
It's all the techniques. You
Yes.
can use different kinds of drapes. It's all the techniques on how you with a carpet and how it mix like this needs to have a throw pillow so that when you put in a what do you call this in the internet, it pops up the color.
Right.
You know.
That is amazing. I mean, like I'm just thinking about so many different things that we were discussing doing in this particular house. I know your eye would be so much better than what I had in mind. So when you're talking to, so for example, I mean, like you said, I know you've done several jobs for people at the RIAs. When you're actually doing a consultation, I want to kind of make sure, because I think I asked it before, but I want to kind of go through the steps. So if someone that, some of the folks that are watching and they're not understanding how this all comes together, when you're doing a consultation, kind of take me through some of the things that you look for again in doing your pricing and how you decide what type of furniture goes in the house.
Yes, sometimes if I don't know you or whatever, I charge for consultation because I don't know if I can get the job or not.
Makes
Okay?
sense. Makes sense.
But of course, if they're RIA, even they go with other stages, they will cut different heights. That's why I don't want to discuss my price because the RIA prices is we have prices, market price. But of course, because I do a lot in RIA, so I make sure that I added more stuff on the house, to make it like the same as like the pricing of what we had,
Right.
And then I take a look at everything. So if I didn't get the job, at least I get the consultation fee.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And one thing I'm doing is like when I take a look at the house and I stage it and I make sure that all the punch out, if there's need to be punch out, I check that. I'm a flipper.
Yes.
And I know what the inspection is looking for.
Absolutely.
So I'm helping them, even they don't see it. Some contractors never see it. I will go ahead and take a look at everything. This way, I would go to the bathroom because it lessens the inspection report.
Yes. Wow.
It lessens the inspection report. And when they need to follow me, even they listed it late, you need to follow me. When you lessen the inspection report, the buyer will not cancel the contract.
Absolutely.
Does it make sense?
Yes, indeed. So, and that makes absolute sense.
Which other stages than to do that? They just put furniture.
I was going to say that. Right. I was going to say that. So it's helpful to have someone like yourself. Like you said, you actually do the flipping.
Yeah.
So you fixed up houses and you sold them. So that sets you apart, in my opinion, from a lot of people who, like you said, just come in and just put furniture in.
Yeah.
Because most, and again, I don't know everything about stagers, but judging from what you said, a lot of stagers would come in and not look at the punch out.
Yeah.
They wouldn't look at, if the light fixtures are hanging right, if there's a light bulb missing and stuff like that. But having an eye for those types of things, being a person that does flipping as well, that's an added benefit to working with you. So we won't tell the people your prices because you can set them to be whatever you want them to.
Yes, but I'm reasonable.
But I mean, I just want to make sure folks understand the benefit of being able to work with someone like yourself who's actually gone through fixing a property up, and then, doing the punch out and then going in and do the staging.
Yeah.
You know, because you look for the things that might be missed. You know?
Yeah, I will tell you, there was a house in Westmont. When I came there, I staged January 6th. And then I came there, put furniture. As I said, I can continue because there's still a lot of punch out, but everything was there already.
Wow.
And then I pick
Wow.
up all the bedrooms and everything. And then they did it like 3 weeks doing the punch out, and they listed it like January, end of January, and they had a contract first week of February, and they closed like end of February.
Wow.
Wow. You know what?
Good.
I mean,
good. That's good
no
stuff.
problem at all because everything was set it up. Everything was repaired, you know.
Wow.
Can you believe my furnitures were already there January 6th?
Wow.
You
wow.
know, and then they listed it like third week or last week of January. So,
And still got it sold.
yes,
That's
first
good
week
stuff.
of
That's good
February
stuff.
is under contract.
Wow, wow, wow. Again, I mean, like you know, like I said, it's important to have somebody like yourself to look for those things. So when we walk around here, you gonna tell me what we missing. So let's go into the like an Airbnb. What are some of the things that you? I mean, I know you look for punch out and stuff like that. Is there a different strategy with how you stage for Airbnb as opposed to with a regular house?
In Airbnb, you don't need to be like when you're renting a house with like with this kind of how much you will rent. You don't need to put very high end furnitures. You know what I mean?
You already
Because
told me I spent too much.
that is too much.
Yeah.
Because people will they need a comfortable bed, which is not very high price. You know,
Right.
and all they need is 3 bedrooms that everything can sleep, and then they need a nice couch which everything can walk, and they need a dining table which everybody can eat or whatever. But still, people in Airbnb doesn't want to eat more. They want to go out. They just want to sleep. What the most important is the bedroom. The most important is the living room that they gather. People can get a 4 chairs, but they eat here in the sofa.
Right.
So it doesn't matter,
Yes,
as long as
yes.
the house is presentable, very nice, to catch up the eyes of the people who are going to rent for our Airbnb is like, oh, I like this house, I like what I see in the internet, I'm going to book it. The price is reasonable, I'm going to book it.
Okay. So this is a question I have. Because we have a TV for the living room for this house. Would you say would you put TVs in all the rooms, or would it matter?
It doesn't matter if you don't have TV in the room because people, they just tired of going out. They just want to,
Come home and go to
come
sleep, right?
over and sleep. This is not like a 1 year rental. They are staying in the house most of the time and they want a TV. But usually when you have a high-end pricing, you should put TV on the room.
Got it. Okay.
But with the family, they want to be together watching one movie.
Wow. Okay. Again, I learned
And
something.
then other things, why do you need to put a TV in the room wherein you're just renting it for $99? They have an iPad. All you need is the internet. They can watch in the iPad.
Let me check that off right here.
Yeah, they can watch it. You can watch Netflix in the iPad.
Right.
And so they want to be like alone in their room. They will be just using their computer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I don't think they will be using because they're tired going around and they want to sleep.
Right. Good stuff. So, the other question I have is, I know about staging. Staging is the importance of the inside of the house. Is there anything, would you say that the curb appeal has anything? Okay, tell me about that.
The one thing that I suggest is the curb appeal of the houses, like cutting the grass, nice driveway, you power wash it, whatever that makes the house look appealing to the buyer or to the renter is the first is the front of the house. The first thing that you will let them in to go inside the house is they take a look at first the curb appeal.
Right. Right.
Even I get a good stager and then the grass is so high and then there's a lot of leaves there.
Yeah.
They don't like that. And then they see something like the mud on the wall on the front of the house, they don't like that.
Yeah.
It needs to be clean when you put it in the pictures. You know.
Good stuff. Let me write that down too.
Yeah. The first impression always lasts. When they drive there and then they said, "This is nobody there. The grass is so tall.
Yeah.
I'm not going there.
Wow.
Why will I go there? They didn't even take care of the front. What about the inside?"
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. So in the world of staging, world that I'm clearly not educated in, how would someone is there like a course? I know you're continuing your education with doing what you're doing. Is if someone wanted to learn staging, first of all, is that something that you teach? Is that something that you would help teach? And then is there what would be a process for someone to learn how to do that?
Sometimes you don't need to graduate with a course with the staging if you have an eye on it.
Yes.
No, but you need to attend some seminars that you know that staging is very important. And there is a lot of like stagers who are like very prominent here, designed to sell. They offer some free seminars for realtors and those who want to be a stagers to educate themselves to become a stager. And if you don't have an eye, you need to enroll in some staging courses. You know, I don't have any like professional like I enrolled, but I attended a lot of seminars, and most of my talent or my eyes is goes on in the internet on how I incorporated everything. It's your own style. You don't need to learn it from the other styles. It's your own. It's unique.
Yes.
Everybody's unique, and all your work is unique. That's your design is unique. You know, you don't need to copy with everybody. You know,
good stuff.
You just need to learn is the jars needs to be like always counted 3. They need to be level, smaller, medium. Yeah. If you put it together, how does it look like?
Yes, that's true. That's
know,
true.
that's why you need to know the technique on how to put everything.
Wow. So you mentioned before, we talked a little bit earlier, and you said that you did some wedding planning before. So in that area of doing that, is that how you developed an eye for staging?
Yes.
Okay.
I did a wedding planning in Hawaii. That's my job in Hawaii is to decorate the what do you call this? The reception, decorate the wedding on the beach, put a table, and that's what, and I'm very good with that, but I don't know the pricing during the time because it's wedding on the beach. But everything that I can catch up with a nice wedding will always goes. And then I said, I decorated like events, like hotel. And then I said, there's no difference in decorating a house, And I think the house is easier to decorate than an event.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So how long did you do the event decorating? I mean, you did that for a while before, right?
Yeah, I did that when I'm just like saving my money to start with my flipping because I can't afford to flip in Hawaii.
Right.
It's so expensive. So I moved to Atlanta to start with my fix and flip. And I didn't realize I will end up in staging.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm very good at fix and flip.
You are. So, and I wanted to make sure we added that as some context because you said you've only been doing home staging for 7 months.
Yes.
But you've had the eye for much longer.
Yes.
So that contributes to how you are so good at what you do.
Yep.
So what made somebody like yourself wanted to get into fixing and flipping?
Because
somebody said you're so little, you're a little petite woman. Why would this woman want to do this hard work?
There's no little when you have a brain.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's nothing. The size of the people doesn't matter if you have an eye and a brain and more information. Okay?
Absolutely.
When I move here, I don't really know, but when I was in the Philippines, I'm in a fix and flip in the Philippines.
Oh, really? Okay,
so what's the difference between the fix and flip here?
Right.
In the Philippines, you don't buy that you renovate. You buy a land.
Yes.
To construct it. Always new construction.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, and I did a wholesaling in the Philippines, and I don't realize that it's a wholesaling here.
Wow.
And I just said to the investor, let's buy this property. Tomorrow we'll sell it. Investor
Wow.
said, what? Yes, tomorrow I'm going to sell it. And I didn't realize the counterpart here is the wholesaling.
Yes, yes.
But I did different in the Philippines. Buy this, I offer it to the Citibank employee.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to draw a plan for you. We'll make it work. And then I'll give you the construction. It's all package deal. And then we'll loan it to the bank.
Wow, wow, okay.
I'm very good. I was so successful in that in the Philippines.
That is good stuff. That's good
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, so that's why you're doing such a great job here. I didn't know you had all that background.
Yeah, that's a whole package. Buying the land,
Yes.
you know, and then get a plan. I have an architect, and then put all together, and then submit it to the, you know, to the Citibank employee. You know, they have this housing loan.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh my
Wow.
I got
wow.
a new house from the contractor because I made money from referrals.
Great stuff, great stuff. So how many houses have you fixed and flipped since you've been doing it here?
Oh, I stopped with my 7th house because of the
with
problem.
her 7th house, she stopped with her 7th house.
Why? Because
Some people haven't done one, but she stopped with her 7th.
I like to do more.
Mhm.
But on the 7th house, the last house that I sold was having a lot of problem with the contractor because you don't concentrate anymore. You know, you are not there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're doing this, you must be concentrated. But because I'm engaged with the staging and I love it, I forgot now my house that I'm flipping. It went on 7-8 months still. You know.
Oh, okay. I see. So, and I think that's, you know, with those those of us that have done fixing and flipping, it's an exciting thing to do. It's a great thing to do. And I would always tell, you know, people to definitely try it out. But after so long, you understand. I mean, when you have the challenges, and sometimes it gets a little bit in the way.
Yes.
Sometimes.
But of course, Glenn, I still want to do the fix and play
Yeah.
because
Oh
that's
yeah,
my
I'll
passion.
always do it. Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
But of course, you need money to make money. You know.
Yes.
And some of my money, I already help other investors, which is run out of money, and I want them to succeed in this, like me, in the field of
Wow.
fix and flip.
Wow.
So when they run out of money, I don't want the property to be taking care of the lender or whatever.
Right,
So
right,
I continued as long as I can help.
Mhm.
And then when I got a problem financially, I can continue. So I ask another investor to continue.
Right,
You know, you
right,
need
right,
to
yeah.
save, you know, you
Absolutely.
need to save some friends. And I'm very, very willing to help if I have that kind of money.
Great stuff.
know.
Great stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm glad you're my friend.
Save me.
But no, that's good stuff though. I mean, you know, and I think it, you know, because we have a community of people that we work with, and I think more and more, as we look at those situations and we work together to help each other, you know, we can, you know, definitely accomplish
Yeah, I
quite a bit
have
more.
2 investors of that. That's why all my money is there until the house gets sold.
Okay.
Then I
okay.
can have my money.
Okay, good.
You
good,
know,
good,
I can
good.
have a share of a pie, whatever profit is.
Absolutely,
You know.
absolutely. Okay, great stuff. So, would you say staging has been something that has kind of helped you with building more reserves?
Yes,
Yeah.
with the staging because I'm doing staging back to back, you know, and I get money ahead of time to pay the bills.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
and then roll it out because I already had like 35 or 35 houses in the market, which is all my my furnitures, which is I put half of that with half the price they paid me. So computed how much I spent for that capital and the
Wow,
furnitures for the inventories. You
You're
know
very,
what I
very,
mean?
Very
Look,
serious.
like to stage a one house, 1 bedroom, master bedroom, living room, and kitchen, countertops, stool, bar stools, just a basic. I'm spending like 3,800 to 4,000.
Wow.
How much
wow.
they will pay me? So I had to put money on that.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
And then that part is your inventory.
Yes.
And then you can ship that to the other house, but not the same design.
Right.
So
right,
people
right,
will
okay.
not know that, oh, this is the same furniture that you don't know. You
Yeah.
know, it's the same design. Just put you throw pillows, which others are doing.
Yes.
And I just
yes,
put
yes,
different
yes.
canvas print, and then it's the same design because I have a website that they can take a look at it. Oh, different furnitures,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm just flipping it.
But yeah. And that's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah, look, it makes sense, you know.
But if I don't have an inventory, I need to buy, but I use my credit line.
Mm.
So when my credit line said I need to pay whatever they paid me, I put back so that I can have my credit line.
You're a very shrewd businesswoman, I see.
Yeah, I started in the Philippines without money, but I roll it.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Why can't I do it?
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. Okay. So, tell us about the team that works with you. I mean, obviously you have to have some type of team to do what you
Yeah, when I take a look at the house, I'm not an AutoCAD designer or whatever because I don't have that kind of stuff. While others, big staging companies, they have the consultation, they have this AutoCAD to draw, like virtual staging.
Yes.
You know, I just draw it like that, and then I'll say to the movers, this sofa we'll put here, this is the code we'll put here. I go to the house first, I put the carpet, and they know exactly where to put the furniture.
Oh, really? Okay,
You know?
okay.
So that they have the plan, this put that, and then when I come there, 3 hours putting all stuff, nail the wall, like whatever.
Wow.
And then I move again to the other house, and then the movers is there already. So I'm one woman man.
Wow.
And then I bring my van, and then put all this stuff, and I'm carrying everything by myself.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. That is
Because I don't want to hire somebody that is just watching me.
Yes.
And then
yes,
I'll
yes,
be the
yes.
one to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I rather want to do it by myself. And then go again to the other while my movers are ready. I move that to the other house. So 5 hours, you know.
Wow, wow. So you basically you just have movers, like everything else you do yourself.
Yes.
Oh,
As
okay,
of now,
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
if I became more bigger company, then maybe I have this team.
Well, you're getting there already. I mean, you're talking this year already. You're almost doing 30, 40 houses already,
Yeah.
and it's only March. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So you have a regular team of movers, like
Yeah.
people that you just call when you let them know that you're going to do a house,
Yeah.
and they're already prepared to go and move the stuff. Good stuff. And I like how you said you go and put something in the house to tell them where the furniture is going to go.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. So
It's not a good design. It's just like a design with a pentel fan.
I mean, but it works.
Yeah, I know, because you know the biggest stager, they have these people. Oh, they are designing.
Like you said, the
They're
AutoCAD.
design, and then
Yeah.
they have these people. That's an overhead expense.
Yes.
You know
yes,
what I
yes,
mean?
Yes.
And I hate an overhead expense.
There is this
You know?
app. I don't know if you've heard. Have you heard of the app called Tap Glance?
Yes, I have that, but
Okay.
I have no time to put it
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I'm telling you, if I bring my family here,
Uh-huh.
it will be a big business for our family.
Oh, wow.
Because
okay,
I will
okay.
just say, hey, you put this one. I will just say to one other, hey, you design this one. And I will just go on marketing.
Right, absolutely.
You know, just go
absolutely.
attending the networking. And I'm not doing any carrying, you know.
Right,
But
right,
because
yeah.
I'm starting, I'm doing a lot by myself.
Okay.
And if you have a dream, nobody can prevent you to make it successful.
Yes.
The dream is my path, you know.
Yes.
I don't want to die without anything at all.
Wow, wow, wow. Very, very inspiring. And, and that's really a part of what I want people to get when we do shows like this is, yeah, we're talking about your profession and, what you do and how you do it and how amazing you are at it. But I want to make sure what you just pointed out that is if it's something that you set your mind to, like the one thing that you said, and when I asked the question, I said someone as little as you said it doesn't matter my size, I have a brain.
Yeah.
and I think that is oftentimes when people get into business, when people try different things, like staging. I mean, as you said, it was kind of a new thing to you, even though you had the wedding planning experience. The staging thing was something new for you that you ventured into. And I remember kind of your transition, going from one thing to the other. And you're doing so well at it, and it's just a matter of putting your mind to it.
Yes.
It's
a mindset.
And absolutely, and make
And
it
I have
happen.
a millionaire's mindset.
Yes. And
And everybody can have a millionaire mindset.
Absolutely.
Just follow your dream.
Absolutely. And you talked about bringing your family here, to being able to do it. I think that is absolutely amazing to even think on that level.
Because the
Yeah.
only thing that you can help without paying anybody is your family.
Yes.
As if
yes,
this moment
yes.
I can hire somebody, I can hire. I want because my the one that the amount that I'm giving to everybody is really reasonable.
Yes.
You pay the movers, so I have only the movers. You know, when the time that you move the furniture, you pay again the movers.
Right. Yes.
And then you know what I mean. But because of the quantity
Yes,
that I stage,
yes, yes.
it's the same thing as the big other companies.
Right. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. You got volume. You
Yeah.
know, and that's great stuff. That's great stuff. And again, I mean, your story is so inspiring. You know, like you said, when you were doing fixing and flipping, you know, or even the flipping that you were doing in the Philippines, where you just said to somebody, "Hey, buy this land, and then we'll sell it to somebody else." You know, when you were talking about wholesaling, you know, that way, and as simple as that may sound, I think the mindset that people have when getting into our business of real estate is oftentimes they overcomplicate things. And I like how you made it you simplified it, and it all boils down to the mindset. You simplified it in where you just said you talk to the investor about buying the land, and then you put the package together and then sell it to the bank employees.
Yes.
You know, that's simple.
It's simple, yeah. That's right. I got a commission from the investor, and I got a commission from the contractor,
Yes.
and then I got a referral from the people from Citibank in the Philippines that
Absolutely.
that I help them to get a house.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And the construction of the house is only 3 months. Not here.
Really?
It's like yeah.
Yeah, we need to go do some houses in the Philippines.
Yeah, because if you pursue it 5 months, they cannot get the loan.
Oh, okay,
You know, and I
okay.
started with the Philippines. I started in the Philippines that they don't even know what is a bank guarantee is.
Wow, really?
You know, and then I incorporated to the owner. The bank guarantee because people you don't like homeowners, they don't want to transfer the property without money first.
Oh, yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes,
and
yes.
the bank guarantees that after they transfer it to the buyer,
That
they
they'll
will
get
the
paid.
bank will pay.
They're
They
right.
don't know that, and I started that in the Philippines.
Wow.
You know, and then
wow.
now following all these realtors are coming back. You know, that was I started, and I became more famous and that kind of thing that people now they know. Or else, if I can pursue the owner that they can transfer, so I get an investor. Let's buy this.
Yes.
Put it
Yes.
cash, and then you issue the bank guarantee to the new investors.
Yes.
So what
yes,
I'm
yes.
doing is like we don't transfer it to the investor. We just have like a special power of attorney,
Wow.
and I write a special
wow.
power of attorney. We don't need to have a lawyer. So I'm the
Really?
one who's doing all these contracts.
Wow. 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 So yeah, we need to be a part of your class to learn some of that stuff when we go do work in the Philippines too. So I want to get a little more into mindset, you know, because we're going down that path. When now you were doing fixing and flipping here, you staged your own property, obviously. So when you saw how that worked out for you, I know you mentioned that somebody came by one of your properties and asked you to do theirs
Yes.
for the staging. So from that, is that where the light bulb kind of went off where you said, listen, I'm doing this for somebody else. Maybe I should make a business out of it.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking before. Let's say it. I think I will just make a business. That's why before even that simple. Hey, let's go and pitch your business. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
Okay.
I just want one by one. You know what
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you feel nervous.
Yes.
How does
yes,
it
yes.
come along?
Mhm,
Will your work just like will get into to the people? Oh, you like it?
mhm,
And then
yes,
when people
yes.
somebody like, hey, you're doing you know compliments
Right.
give
right.
you a strength.
Yes.
You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes,
That
yes.
made me strength because of the compliments.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. And you had the mindset to even pursue it, you know.
Yeah.
And even though there
That's why I started like April to make it push through.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom. Because
Wow,
of the compliments that I get from these investors and the realtor was started that I started with her when she sold the first stage house that she sold within Latin. She already hired me for another next house.
Wow.
And
wow.
and I did 12 houses for her. Within
Wow.
48 hours, it's gone.
Wow.
Even it's vacant house or it's occupied house. When I go out, I want you to know that there is a vacant house stage and there is an occupied house stage. Occupied house
okay.
is someone who lives there,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
but their furniture is not perfect.
Got it.
know?
Okay. Okay.
So I said, remove that, put that in the garage, put this in the garage, this will stay, this
Wow.
will change, I'm going to replace mine, put everything, pack all your things, it in a, what do you call this, plastic cup or whatever, since we're selling your house.
Wow. Okay.
You know, declutter, you know,
Yes.
clean
yes.
it, you know.
Oh, okay, okay. So you do occupied house
Yes.
staging. Okay, okay, good, good. We didn't talk about that. So, and you mentioned that, well, obviously you decluttered this place, so so that's something that you'll do as well. So if someone is looking to put their house on the market and they already have furniture in it,
Yes.
so you go in and you'll tell them these are the things that you need to do to change in order to get it.
Yes.
Oh, good stuff. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now you would think, as a person that sells houses, I probably should know something a little bit about that. I wouldn't have had no clue of that.
I always do that. Sometimes when they ask me for consultation, and if they were just changing one, and I need to put my mover, no, I said, you just have this clean wherever, you know. What I mean?
Yes.
Why will I use my time just to move one to change the sofa?
Right.
I said, just clean the sofa, have it, you know,
Yeah.
someone professional clean, and buy these throw pillows.
Oh,
You know, and then you don't need to
wow.
pay me. You know, you don't need to pay for the staging. It's just consultation.
Wow.
You
wow. Okay. So listen, I want to make sure y'all got that. Not only does she do unoccupied house staging, she does occupied house staging, and you help people with the decluttering and all that. Yeah, you can't come to my house yet. Not yet. my personal house, boy. I got some clutter. You know, we moved in our house about 4 years ago. We're still moving in. So
I know that.
So we're still moving into our house. So there's some places in our house that still need some decluttering. Hopefully my wife won't see this because most of the clutter is mine. But anyway, now my wife, she staged a house, one of the houses, actually a house I had on the market for a long time. She actually helped with staging that. And she made me go out and buy all of this stuff that I didn't realize at the time. Now, of course, I should have thought about it. She said, go buy this and buy this and buy this. And all of these things that we bought to do the staging, now they're actually in a storage place in the house.
I will tell you something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yes, people, they pretend to stage their house, and they buy this everything, and then they buy more than the cost of the stager to stage the house. And they don't realize, they don't know where to put all of these things, you know?
Just like you told me when I told you the amount that I spent for this furniture. She's like, no, I could have got that for a whole lot less. So in that, actually, I'll probably have some inventory I can give you because I don't think we're going to use it. I think we've actually used a couple of the comforters because we staged 2 houses. So we have I bought pillows and blankets and all sorts of stuff. But like you said, I probably didn't need. Probably should have just paid the stager to do it.
Yeah,
That wouldn't have had to store the stuff.
sometimes, there are things that sometimes comforter, they are going to trend on different things. Like the farmhouse needs to be white.
Yes.
You know, it's the matter of how you place the comforter that's suited.
Yes.
Why will you put a Hawaiian comforter?
Yes.
Modern
I
house.
know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what. Change that,
So look, we got some comforters over here. I need you to take a look at to see if we need to take them back.
You know what? Like Hawaiian, where in your house is not a beach house.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like why you're not on the beach with this house? Why do you have this kind of comforter? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I listen. That's probably something I would do. Because clearly I don't know anything about that. All right, so I want to give a couple shout outs to some folks that are watching. Robert Yancey says, Maria, you just put your name on there. Robert Yancey. Then we have Christopher Jackson. Thanks for joining us. Ron Fleming. Ron Fleming from Detroit. Ron Fleming watching all the way from Detroit. Olga Alvarez. You know Olga? You know?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Michael Marks and Nicole Hunter.
Yes.
Okay. There's a few other people that jumped on. Good stuff. So I'm hoping that you guys are catching all this great information that she's sharing with us.
I'm just
because
gonna tell another thing.
yes,
Not all the stage house to be credited with the stagers. Of course, we need a good realtor, you know,
okay, yes,
and a professional photographer.
yes,
Even
yes.
your house is really nice stage, and then you take in the iPhone, and everything in the listing is half body, it will not sell.
That's
I'm
true.
telling you, you need to have like 40, 26, 50, so that the people would like take a look at in the listing. They think, oh, that's a very nice. All the angles, they saw it all the angles. You know, you try to make them come to your house. If you put 11 pictures in all half, how will they envision how big is the living room?
Right.
How big is the dining room if it's in the picture is half?
Wow.
You know, you need
wow.
to have a good angle that shows living room and the dining,
Yes.
so that they know, oh, the space is really good.
Wow.
So after that, you have a photographer, you have a good stager, you have a photographer, you have a good realtor to market it, not just to list it. You know, they need to market it. So what I'm doing is, I'm helping the realtor to list, not the listing because I'm not a realtor, to market it in social media.
Yes.
I'm
yes,
trying
yes, yes.
to get everything, all the hashtags, all the millionaires, all the investors, all
Wow.
the hashtags, everybody, wherever out of town investors, so that they know, they see my work and they are interested in buying it or rent it out. You know, because lots of the buyers are out of town.
Yes.
You
yes.
know?
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, if they are not buyers of Atlanta, they are out of town. They
Wow.
looks for investment. You know, that's why when I had all these houses that I posted, most of the houses bought by the out of town buyers.
Really, really.
Yeah.
And that says a lot, you know, for somebody to be able to see, you know, get a vision of a property and they're out of town.
Yeah.
You know, it says a lot about how you staged it for one, and then also, as you mentioned, having the importance of having a good photographer, because being able to see something and it's in a completely different area, you know, area of the country, and you make a decision that you want to buy it,
Yes.
that says a lot about how the presentation was.
Yeah.
You know, so great stuff. And I'm glad that you mentioned that the importance of having a good photographer and a good realtor.
Yeah.
And you also pointed out a major difference. Instead of the difference between listing and actually marketing
Yes.
the property. Great stuff. And that, you know, a lot of those things people will probably miss. They would say, okay, I have a listing agent who's listed the property for me, but they didn't do the marketing.
Yes.
Huge stuff. So I want you guys to make sure you're clear on how all of this comes together. First of all, you have to have a very good stager,
Yeah.
have someone to take good pictures, and a realtor that will actually market that property for
And
you.
other thing is,
Mhm.
you get all the package.
Yes.
You get a real realtor. You market it. You need to see that your house is really good, in good condition.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, if everything is there, and then you miss the foundation, you miss
Oh.
everything. The
Yeah.
buyer still, even it's like 48 hours under contract. That's why I'm here helping you to take a look at all the punch out. Hey, is our basement already clear? Our crawl space is already
Wow.
like that?
Yeah.
Oh, the foundation is, there's a water here. That's why I'm telling you to put that down spot so that the water will not get into the basement.
Wow.
Especially these kind of rainy days,
Definitely.
the water goes. And if the inspection saw that kind of wet there,
Mhm.
a red flag to the buyer.
Wow. So I mean, I really want folks to get all of the value that you bring to the table. Now this show is going to be just about staging,
Yeah.
but you bring a lot more value to the table in what you do and what you can offer as a stager, as a flipper, as a person who has experience in all of these different areas. You know, having an eye for those types of things. It's great that you can actually bring together the full package, and oftentimes people miss that if they'll hire a realtor to list the property, they'll hire a stager to stage it, and they've hired somebody to do the fix and flip. But if you don't have a person like yourself to come together and make sure all of those things are tied together to make it make sense to the end buyer, as well as having it marketed properly, the property's going to sit on the market.
Yes,
Yeah.
24 hours, 48 hours, multiple offers.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
So the realtor doesn't work anymore.
Absolutely.
They get
So-
their commissions.
Yeah. So now, on top of being a stager, are you thinking of becoming a realtor?
Ah, I was thinking of
You
that,
was thinking of that?
but it's so much going on the plate. If I'm the realtor, maybe I cannot do that anymore unless I have a team for the stager.
Oh yes,
You
yes,
know
yes,
what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely.
You need to focus on one thing more.
Yes.
You need to be successful in one thing before you shift to the other one.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe I
don't
should-
let
maybe I should
your
listen
plate to
that.
be empty. You need to work it out. If you're not successful in this, then you shift to the other one.
Mm.
But if you are successful with this kind of field, you know exactly that you're going up. Rise up.
Absolutely.
You know. You're not going down. You're not going to go and sleep on the floor.
Wow.
You're going to sleep in the bed, in a nice bed.
Absolutely.
You're going to live in a million house.
Yes.
Because you have the mindset, millionaire's mindset, and you have a dream.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. So listen, great stuff today. I learned so much. Some of it I might be able to teach. Some of it you're gonna have to come and teach for me. But I definitely want to give you an opportunity again to tell folks how do they reach you, how do they get in contact with you to do your staging consulting, and it is a cost to do the consulting, absolutely. So so they don't miss that. So tell folks how do they reach out to you to get your business.
Yeah, they can reach me in my Instagram page, Designer Design 88, and my cell phone is 808-397-9158, and my website is www.myfutureperfecthome.com, and you'll see a lot of that address that I stage a lot, and you can just Google all the address, and you'll see all these amazing jobs that other people, and you can see that this is listed, this is under contract within 24 hours, this is sold, and you'll see a lot of that in my website. So folks, thank you.
Very good, very good. Good stuff. And listen, again, I am so inspired by your story. I'm inspired by how you were able to make the transition, from even coming from the Philippines to Hawaii and then coming to Atlanta to be able to get into all the things that you've been involved in and continue to be successful at what you do. So listen, thank you again for being on the show. It's a pleasure having you. You inspired me so much again. Thank you folks for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you need staging, don't forget to reach out to Miss M. Monique, Monica Monique. And she'll definitely be able to get you the help that you need with your staging and offering the full package. So again, thanks for watching. This has been the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show, where we talk about real life real estate situations, where we bring you real life real estate solutions. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.